It is a celebration of icons from Mariah to Jamie to Snoop Dogg, who is here.
Coachella
Who also
2026 wasn't just a music festival, it turned into absolute chaos. What started as a normal weekend with big headliners suddenly flipped into something no one saw coming. 1 minute fans were vibing to the lineup, and the next, random A-list celebrities were walking on stage like it was nothing. No announcements. No warnings. Just shock after shock, and the craziest part? Some of these appearances didn't just surprise people, they raised serious questions, because when names like Lizzo, Jonas, and Snoop Dogg start popping up out of nowhere, you have to wonder, was this all planned, or was something going on behind the scenes? And trust me, what happened next only made things even more insane. Everything looked normal at first. The festival kicked off at Empire Polo Club with massive names like Sabrina Carpenter, Justin Bieber, and Karol G leading the lineup. On paper, it felt like another huge year for Coachella Valley Music and Arts Festival, but almost immediately, things started to feel off. One of the most anticipated performances from Enema was suddenly cancelled due to weather concerns. Fans were confused, some even frustrated, and for a moment it felt like the energy of the entire weekend might dip before it even really started. Online, people began questioning if this year would actually live up to the hype, or if it was already falling apart. And then, out of nowhere, everything flipped, and then, out of nowhere, the entire energy shifted. No warning. No build-up. Just one moment the crowd was vibing, and the next, Lizzo walked onto the stage. The reaction? Instant chaos. People screaming, phones flying up, clips hitting social media within seconds. It didn't feel like a normal guest appearance, it felt like a moment, because here's the thing, Lizzo hasn't exactly been front and center lately. There's been a lot of online buzz, with rumors suggesting she's been laying low after facing criticism and controversy over the past year. Nothing fully confirmed, but enough to keep her out of the spotlight for a while. So when she suddenly showed up at Coachella like nothing happened, fans didn't just see a performance. They saw what looked like a comeback, and the way she owned that stage? Confident, loud, completely in control. It almost felt like she was sending a message without saying a word. But just when the crowd was still processing that moment, another surprise hit, and just when people thought they had a second to breathe, another name hit the stage, and this time, it got even more people talking. Out of nowhere, Jonas appeared, and the crowd instantly lost it. But this wasn't just about the music. The moment he stepped out, you could feel the shift, not just excitement, but curiosity. Phones went up again, clips started spreading, and within minutes, social media was flooded with reactions trying to figure out what this meant, because lately, Joe hasn't just been making headlines for performances. There's been a lot of chatter around his personal life, with reports and rumors suggesting things behind the scenes haven't been as smooth as they seem. Nothing fully confirmed, but enough to keep fans watching his every move. So when he showed up like this, unexpected, confident, and right in the middle of one of the biggest festivals in the world, it didn't feel random. It felt intentional. Some fans even started speculating online, was this just a surprise appearance, or a way to shift the narrative? And before anyone could even come to a conclusion, the next moment completely took over the weekend. And then, just when the energy felt like it couldn't go any higher, it did, because suddenly, the stage lit up and out walked Snoop Dogg. The reaction? Not just hype, pure madness. This wasn't just another surprise guest. This was a full takeover. The second he appeared, the entire crowd shifted. People who were casually watching instantly locked in, screaming every lyric, recording every second. It didn't matter where you were standing, you felt that moment, and that's the thing about Snoop, he doesn't just perform, he controls the atmosphere. The second his voice hit the speakers, it turned into a different kind of energy, nostalgic, electric, almost like the whole festival paused just to watch him. Clips started blowing up instantly. Fans online were already calling it one of the best moments of the entire weekend, and honestly, it didn't feel like an exaggeration. But what really made it crazy? It didn't even feel planned. It felt like Coachella just kept leveling up in real time, and just when it seemed like that moment would be impossible to top, the surprises kept coming, and just when it felt like the festival had already peaked, it didn't slow down, it spiraled, because suddenly, it wasn't just one or two surprise guests anymore, it was everyone out of nowhere. Camila Cabello showed up, then Jennifer Lopez, then Travis Barker, and even Kalani. One after another. No breaks. No time to process. At this point, fans weren't just excited, they were overwhelmed. Every few minutes, another huge name would pop out, and the crowd didn't even know where to look anymore. It felt less like a music festival, and more like some kind of celebrity parade that just wouldn't stop. And the craziest part? None of it felt predictable. These weren't the kind of appearances people had been guessing or leaking beforehand. They were completely out of nowhere, which made every moment hit even harder. Online, people started saying the same thing: this didn't feel normal. It felt like something bigger was happening behind the scenes, because when this many A-listers show up back to back like this, it makes you wonder, was this all really just a coincidence? And that's when the internet started digging deeper, and that's when everything moved online, and things got even crazier. Within minutes, clips from Coachella Valley Music and Arts Festival were everywhere. TikTok, X, Instagram, every platform was flooded with angles of the same moments, each one racking up thousands, then millions of views. But it wasn't just hype anymore. People started noticing patterns. Fans began pointing out how perfectly timed everything felt. One surprise would hit, then just as it started trending, another bigger name would appear. Over and over again. Almost like it was designed to keep attention locked in nonstop. Some users even started speculating online, was this all carefully planned behind the scenes? Or was it a last-minute move to recover from earlier issues like cancelled sets and mixed reactions at the start? Nothing confirmed, of course, but the timing had people talking. Others noticed how quickly clips were spreading, with certain moments going viral almost instantly. It led to even more questions: was this just organic hype, or was something pushing these moments even harder? And as the theories kept building, one thing became clear: this wasn't just another Coachella weekend anymore. It had turned into a full-blown internet phenomenon, and what happens next might be even bigger. And when you step back and look at everything that happened, Coachella 2026 doesn't feel like just another festival anymore. It feels like a turning point. What started with big headliners and a few weather problems quickly turned into something nobody could predict. Surprise after surprise, celebrity after celebrity, moment after moment, it never really slowed down. And that's what made it so unforgettable. But it also leaves one big question hanging in the air: was this all just spontaneous chaos, a lucky string of unexpected appearances? Or was it something more calculated, designed to keep the entire world watching every second of it? Because the way it unfolded, the timing, the reactions, it all felt too intense to ignore. And now fans are already looking ahead, wondering if Weekend 2 will somehow top what just happened, or completely fall apart. One thing is certain though: Coachella 2026 didn't just deliver performances. It created a moment people won't stop talking about for a long time.